Going live now.
All right, we're there.
We're in it to win it. Juju beads. Hey, Blacklight. First one here. Blacklight 81. What's up?
What's up, guy?
Robert Kelly. Suzanne. Syl is always on fucking time,
I know.
man. She is just on that shit.
I like Robert Kelly, though. Robert Kelly has a wave. He's like, hey, how you doing? I just robbed a bank.
What's up,
Robert?
Giovanni?
It just sounds like your name would be like an Old West bank robber.
By the way, what happened to Giovanni Ribisi? I haven't seen him in shit in a long time.
Giovanni?
Wait, look at me. Just hold still.
No,
all right?
I'm not
No,
doing
come
that.
on. Just
What?
look at me. You got it.
Fucking bitch.
You had a hair on your head. No, now it's on your eyebrow.
Stop.
It's okay. It's gonna be fine.
This is not alcoholic, by the way, guys. This is a soda pop. Big gulps, eh, guys? If this was if this was alcohol, this would be like Gary Busey alcohol.
It looks like you're gonna smoke meth out of it.
I can't wait till I'm done, and I will.
What's up, F3? Thank you. We will appreciate that gift once it arrives. Matt says, "Blow it."
I did. Did. You all want to play a jug song? It's not empty. Nope, it's not working.
The Yeet Michael Myers says, "Give me that spoiler. Give me that spoiler. Give me that spoiler. Give me that spoiler. Give me that spoiler." That reminds me of the McDonald's filet of fish song. He's like, "Give me back that filet of fish. Give me that fish. Oh, give me back that filet of fish."
That sounds like a discontinued McDonald's commercial.
It literally is.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
it was,
no
it was the
wonder.
fish on the wall.
Ah.
Like, give me back the filet of fish. Give me that fish. Oh.
It sucks.
Good time.
It sucks.
You missed out on it.
Sucks.
Stop sucking your bottle like it's a plastic wiener.
Where you been spending your nights?
How is everyone today on this Monday afternoon? I don't even know what day of the fucking week it is.
Monday.
Feels good.
Stupid.
Michael Myers Monday, but we're talking about Chucky because no days of the week start with C. Yeah.
There's gum
Gum.
on my shits.
I got gum on my seat.
Gum.
Gum. It's a Speed reference. Speed was a great fucking
By the
movie.
way, I know we're going to wait for the rest of the peeps to get in here, but I want to make sure that you all understand that watching this film, Child's Play, was a breath of fresh air. I felt like after I left the theater, I felt like Simon Cowell when that fat guy in Britain's Got Talent sang that opera song. He was like chewing on his pencil, and then when it actually happened, he's like, oh. It's like, I thought you were absolutely brilliant,
I was
stunning.
pleasantly surprised tonight. Logan Michael, anti-Funko Pops. He doesn't like those fucking Funko Pops. Says, thank you, by the way. He says, good. Due to the F-13 lawsuit, new figures merch won't be able to come out until it's over. So everyone like NECA and Mezco is affected.
Oh, fuck. I like NECA.
More bullshit, man.
Oh,
like I said, say what you want about Child's Play and the remake and Halloween and them doing it or whatever. But while these fucking Friday the 13th nut jobs are outside in the parking lot kicking each other in the nuts, other people are making movies happen. So
I was really hoping I would get my hands on that fucking dismembered camp counselor from NECA. I guess I'll never have to. Oh, whatever. Whatever.
A lot of shit to spend our money on, though.
I wonder if Toy Biz will get involved. You remember Toy Biz? Like they used to make those shitty superhero.
Yeah, dude. Or the X-Men toys.
Man. The X-Men toys were great, but I'm talking about remember the old school Batman toy? We had it as a kid. And it was just shit.
Oh, they all had that golden Batman.
Yeah, because the way that they painted Michael Keaton's face, it looked like the guy from Dead Presidents. Yeah, he was just painted really shit.
Yeah, man, those are good times. I remember I had my Batmobile, but I got pissed at my sister and I smashed it against a wall.
Oh,
that was crazy, man.
That's fucking nuts. Fucking shit.
Fucking nuts.
A little spittle went into my eyebrow.
How's everyone's Monday going? I know Monday can be a shitty day for some of you guys. Shitty day for all of us. Hopefully yours is going well. Laura's not staying since she hasn't seen Chucky. I've seen a couple people say that, which is why we haven't gone balls deep inside of it yet in the spoilers. But we'll give it a minute more or so. Maybe the 5-minute mark. We'll start talking spoilers.
Sorry you're having a bad day, Hunter, and I'm glad your eyesight's getting better, Laura. But he said he's having a shitty Monday.
White Knife says that they get diarrhea whenever they see you.
Oh, that's a problem. You need to talk with your therapist.
Normal reaction.
Mike has to take a shit every time I come over.
No, dude, you have to take a shit every time you come over.
No, I don't, because I
got a poop room.
Yeah, but you also have that, and you dude, every time I see you, I have to take a dump. And then also when you go to a Barnes and Nobles, it's immediate a kryptonite.
That's true.
Kryptonite to your butt.
It is.
I gotta take a shit.
When I was a kid, my family used
smells.
to go to the Piccadilly Cafe, which is food that's just going to give you diarrhea. But then afterward, my mom and my sister would go to the clothing stores, and me and my dad would go to Walden bookstores. And this is right around the time Robin Hood, not Men in Tights, but Prince of Thieves came out.
Yeah,
and I always go look at the toys.
I like that shit.
But because the poop would always settle in at the time we're at Walden Books, now whenever I walk into a Barnes & Noble, I got to shit. I mean, it's going to happen. It's just the way it goes. The smell of that old paper. Logan Michael Anti-Funko Pops, thank you once again. He says, same is happening with Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, man, that's the
That's
only
bullshit.
I have the figurines from, I don't have any NECA. Well, we do, some generalist patrons sent us some NECA ones, but the only toys I remember collecting was the Movie Maniacs ones of Todd McFarlane. So I have a Nightmare on Elm Street and I have a Jason, but the NECA ones looked fucking awesome. So those are getting held up. That sucks assholes.
Yeah.
Shit.
Dude, the whole Nightmare thing's fucking bullshit. Like, how stupid is New Line? Like, how stupid can you fucking be to be like, oh my God, the slashers are coming back and everything's doing great, but we're concentrating on these Annabelle spinoffs. We don't need to make... Dude, you are missing a fucking gargantuan amount of money.
Lots of money to be made.
If you would put that bitch into production. I don't understand it, man.
Put that hoe to work.
It's fucking crazy.
So what do you want to do? You want to do 6 minutes?
Yeah, let's go into this. You guys ready for spoilers now? You ready to talk some Child's Play spoilers into the dark, into the night? Where your mother waits with a sledgehammer and some pills.
Let's do it right.
I don't know. That was a random.
I don't know what that was.
It
sounded like a throwaway Doug Bradley line from Hellraiser. It's like, yeah, I'm not going to use that.
I was thinking of Eminem's mom, you know?
Cleaning out my closet. That literally, I didn't even know you were going to say that. All right. So, Child's Play 2019. Here we go. Let's dip our dick in the pool.
Are we having fun now?
So the first thing, okay, so the AI thing, does it work? It works. To be honest, I didn't think it was going to at all. Like the whole idea. Okay, so the idea is like it starts off the same. The lonely boy, like from a lot of cum juice in that, but
so much
the lonely boy that you got to know in Child's Play 1. It's the Andy, the whole thing fatherless, and then he's single mom, Aubrey Plaza, living by themselves and trying to make it, a living or whatever. You go to a factory in like Indonesia, butt fuck Indonesia. I don't know where it is. I can't remember, but some guy.
That's what it said. It literally said butt fuck Indonesia.
Oh, so it's on the map.
Yeah.
So, you see this daydreamer
where
worker,
I spend my summer,
and he's mad. Like he's not even mad. He's just daydreaming and looking off into space. And this bastard asshole that looks like a Jean-Claude Van Damme villain comes over and smacks him in the face, like, "You daydream, get to work." And he's like, "That's what he does." And he smacks him in the face. The guy gets pissed off because he says, "You're gonna get fired, but finish your job and then get the fuck out of the factory." And I'm like, "Well, first of all, I wouldn't fucking finish the job." I was like, "Fuck you, I'm leaving now. I'll take my permanent break on lunch." But what he does is he removes all the safety protocols on this Chucky doll, which again, it's a very high advanced AI. It's crazy the fact that, I'll get into that, but he removes all the safety protocols on this Chucky doll or the
MS-DOS style too.
The buddy, yeah, it looked crazy. I bet he was playing G.I. Joe from Commodore 64 in there.
After I'm done with this game of Oregon Trail, I'm gonna fuck this doll up.
But
shit, I got dysentery.
So he removes the safety protocols. So everything is like now it's like, that movie Small Soldiers or Toy Soldiers or whatever it was. Like it's going to be like that. Like there's no more safety protocols. Then he jumps off a fucking building, kills himself. And that was it. Like that's how the movie basically begins. And then they ship the buddy doll out to the rest of the world.
It was so dark though. Like I really hate the origin story because the origin story, like, okay, so you don't have Brad Dourif and that fucking sucks. And the voodoo element's gone.
Yeah.
Shoot him in the ha. That's all gone. The
hair
shit's gone.
Shoot him in the ha.
Shoot him in the ha. That's what the guy says.
No, I know.
But yeah, that shit's all gone, and that sucks. And Brad Dourif's not there, and that sucks. But Mark Hamill's pretty cool. But that origin story, there was a huge fucking plot hole in my mind because it's like, you can look past it, like who gives a shit, whatever. But you're gonna tell me that this fucking guy, because the guy actually says he's like, when you're done with that, it was like in the past when he was like, "Oh, you killed Quacky."
No, not Quacky.
No, I did not kill Quacky.
Can I talk to you over here? No, here.
No, over here.
No, over here.
But he was like,
get some duck sauce?
"You killed Quacky," and he was like, "You're not paying attention again." He was like, "I throw your ass back into the streets where I found you."
Yeah.
And it was like, so you need to tell me this guy you got off the street, who's like, he's clearly just fucking tired. He's just like falling asleep at his desk or at his line. And you got this guy off the street as a hobo, and this guy has the 1996 Angelina Jolie, Matthew Lillard fucking hacker ability to type into this doll out of fucking nowhere, and he knows all this shit to just like change all the codes and make the doll fucking evil or turn off all the safety gates. Like that was unbelievable for me a little bit, but I mean, really, who gives a shit? I did like how like it was actually funny, and it kind of set the tone when they're walking into the back of the ambulance and they're having their own conversation. All of a sudden, this motherfucker just jumps.
I liked how. Well, the funny thing is the two guys act like it was just a Wednesday. They're like, "Oh yeah," like nobody reacted. Like the guy's fucking body just falls and collapses his car and makes that motherfucker a Pinto, and everybody's they're like, anyway, back to the reports, and it's like, "Oh yeah, well that happens all the time around here."
Mexico's getting crazy.
But I did see a comment the red eye touch when he removes the safety protocols and like starts flickering red. I thought that was pretty cool. It's kind of like when you're at a party and you start drinking a bit and you should have touched that fireball, but you did anyway. It's like something's going to get wild and fucked up later on. But yeah, so it goes out into the world, this well, it's not even a malfunctioning, just this safety protocol removed doll. And then you cut to Aubrey Plaza, who works in it's like a Kmart. Like I don't remember the name of the store.
The original one was like a Macy's.
Yeah, it's something like that. It's like a Kmart or a Walmart.
Zedmart.
A Zedmart. Okay, yeah, okay. So she works at a Zedmart as a cashier. She's dealing with all these assholes that come in. You know, a cashier being in customer service sucks. Everybody can tell you that. And
Whopper no onion.
And this one dude comes in, and it's you know what? This guy comes in and he's pissed off that he bought the doll that had red hair, and he was like, my son wanted the blonde one. This has ginger hair. And she's like, first off, you can't say ginger anymore. And second off, you can clearly see that there's a cutout window. And, you know, but these are the stupid questions, and he wanted to get his money back and get the blonde one that looks like Carrie Ewell's from Saw. There's a Buddy 2 doll that looks just like Carrie Ewell's. This thing looks like Mickey Rourke on fucking like collagen and implants, like the doll anyway. But so she's like, no, fuck you. You're not getting it back. And she's like, well, this thing sucks and it's malfunctioning. It's broke anyway or whatever. No, not him. Not that guy. But that's the kind of stuff you get introduced Aubrey Plaza's character.
And it's perfect for her type of comedy too.
Yeah, she's good on that. And then she goes home and you're introduced to Andy. By the way, the kid that plays Andy is phenomenal. Like, he's really, really a good actor.
Dude, he's great. He's like, honestly, like I like this character so much better. Even though the kid in the original was cute, this kid had depth to him, and he was really good. Like, I can't wait to see what this kid does. I'm telling you, the kid that played Andy in this movie is not only going to do great in the sequels, but I think you're going to see him in a ton of shit.
Well, the thing about this kid, this actor, was that the fact that he could convey the emotions that for his age was amazing, and he would really get you involved with the story as far as like being in his corner and seeing it through his eyes, because he's lonely and he doesn't have any friends and he doesn't have anything to do, and he's got a busted iPhone. He's telling his mom, "Fuck you, mom, I don't want roast beef." You know, things like that. But he was like, you just felt bad.
Said Black Forest ham.
Like, I never know what she's doing back there. Yeah. So you know, he's dealing with a lot of things right now, and his best friend is his mother. And she, you know, Aubrey Plaza comes in, and a lot of people gave her shit and said that she didn't play the part well, that she didn't come off as like the mom or like more like an older sister, which I could see that, but I felt like she did come off as a pretty good mom, like laid back, chilled, like just kind of cool with her kid.
I loved how flawed she was, because they easily could have taken like, and nothing against the mom from the first movie, but they easily could have taken this department store generic TV show mom and kind of just been like a mom or whatever. But Aubrey Plaza had some dark shit to her. You know, she was fucking this dude who was a piece of shit, and it was not even close to her attractiveness level. It was kind of an asshole to her kid. She'd been left by several guys before. You know, they added a little bit of darkness and a little bit of realness to her character, and I really like that a lot better than like the typical, TV show mom. So basically, when you go from there, though, eventually she is able to get a buddy doll for Andy, the malfunctioning one that another customer brings back, and that she asks the store manager, "What do you do with Sartain?"
These? Yeah, Sartain.
Yeah,
he's like, "What do you do with these?" And he's like, "Well, we just get rid of them." And he's like, "Well, how's your wife doing? By the way, did you get your dick sucked in the stock room? Why don't you just give it to me?" And he's like, "Take it." So she gets this malfunctioning doll that nobody wants, and she gives it to Andy, and Andy's not really pleased with it. Which, I mean, I felt for a second, I'm like, fuck you, kid. Okay, your mom's working hard and she doesn't have a lot of money, and she gives you a doll, and you're like, I know it's a doll, but it's cool. Like, it's an AI doll. Like
this doll was so 2 weeks ago.
But I did like that. There was a touching moment though when he gives her a hug, because she's like, "Oh, it doesn't work," and he's like, "No, I like it." I mean, again, like there's emotional scenes in this. Like I found myself actually getting emotionally involved with some of these characters. And
but you gotta admit, it would have been way more entertaining if the kid went full on that YouTube video where he goes, "Fucking iPhone 6, mom," and he grabs the remote and he's like shoving it in his ass. He's like,
the ultimate freak out video.
Yeah.
But yeah,
you won't let me play World of Warcraft. What the fuck?
And then he goes in the closet. He comes out with no clothes on. It was amazing. So the that happens, and they're testing out the doll, and the eyes flicker, and something bad's gonna happen, but it's eventually it starts working, and it connects to all the devices that they have in their house, and they have it's set up really well. But the thing that they do, I think, phenomenally well is that I never cared at all, like even the original Child's Play movie, I never cared really about. I mean, Andy, the original Andy was good. I just didn't have any kind of connect with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when they start playing it like a fucked up ET or something like that, where this kid just needs a friend, and Buddy becomes his best friend, and he names him Chucky. At first, he names him something else, and it's kind of funny how they get the name Chucky out.
Andy, stop.
Yeah, Andy, stop. But it's cute, like, and the way that Mark Hamill delivered the lines is actually disarming, and he does a really good job of setting that up. And I know that you got emotionally impacted when they're outside and they're throwing, rocks at the bottles and stuff. And he's like, everybody always leaves. And you have that touching moment where Buddy's like, "I'll never leave you."
Yeah.
I know it's a fucking doll.
That scene solidified it to me because he's like, he was talking about that fucking asshole Jeb. I don't know what his name. We'll call him Jeb. He's talking about that asshole Jeb. He's like, I really fucking hate him. And at first, the kid didn't even want this doll.
Yeah.
But they're sitting out there, and his mom's like, and that's very true to real life. His mom's like, look, if you'll just go try to talk to these fucking kids, like, I'll let you have your phone.
It's like, well, they could be drug dealers, which could be true. They could be slinging some fucking rock.
It was a terrible thing on the mom's part to be like, hey, go hang out in the streets of Chicago.
Go hang out with those two kids that are sitting under a fucking street lamp in the middle of the night. That sounds like a great idea.
Go throw rocks at fucking Kmart at 2 a.m. in fucking Chicago.
You're a child.
Good for you.
You're a boy.
Kids need to get outside and play.
Go throw rocks at cars.
But when he's out there and he's like, those two kids seem weird, and he's sitting out there with Chucky or whatever, and he's like he's a fucking asshole. He's just gonna leave us like all those other guys do. And then Buddy's like, I'll never leave you. I'll be here forever.
Yeah.
And then he hugs him. I was like, man, fuck.
I know. It
got me in the.
I think the whole thing for me, I just got a puppy. I literally just got a puppy, and we named him Buster. And he's an asshole, but he does his best because he hangs out with me all the time. But he sometimes he pees and poops in the house, and you fucking get mad at him, and then he'll bite you, and you get mad. But he's just trying to make you happy. He's trying to play with you, and I'm like, that's all Chucky's doing. He's just trying to make you happy. Maybe he's going about it the wrong way, but god damn it, he's trying. Yeah. And I felt like Buddy was so convincing as a good guy. As the real good guy, I was like, I want one of those fuckers. Like, I'd be his best friend. Like, he wants to kill somebody, chop their fucking face off. I'll just like, let's do it,
dude. And especially, and it ties into the cat too, because the cat's like the real first fucked up thing that happens. And we actually forgot to mention that in the review, but it brings one of the actual there's the movie's not fucking scary, but there's a couple moments where you're genuinely freaked out. One was the janitor's desk scene, which we'll get into that. But that actually, I was sitting there I was with my 9-year-old, and I was like, oh, I don't know whether to cover your eyes or what. But there was that scene and the cat scene, because the cat.
Did that bother you though, or did you kind of laugh? Like, I don't mean to be mean about it, but when the kid was choking the cat, he was like,
it was fucked up.
I was like, oh my god, it was because it looked fake. I mean, it looked. That was one of the moments I was like, it's fake.
But it was dark too, because so he introduces the cat to Buddy, and it was like, it's the cat. He's a dick face.
He choked that pussy. He choked that pussy.
But he he's talking about the cat's an asshole, and the cat scratches him, right? And then fucking immediately you see Buddy being like, cat hurt Andy.
Andy can't be
hurt. I'm gonna fuck that cat in the ass, And then eventually, finally, they put Chucky in the fucking cabinet, and then he breaks out, and eventually,
I felt bad for him though when he was put in the cabinet. He was like, "You left me all alone." Like, I was like, "Oh, dude, the most." And I know it's supposed to go down like this because it's a bad guy, and you can't root for the bad guy in this. Like, it's not like you. I mean, he just killed a fucking cat. You're not supposed to, but dude, when he trusted Andy wholeheartedly, even though he was doing everything evil and bad, it was like watching fucking Shiloh or something. It's a dog that doesn't know any better, and he's teaching the wrong things. Plus, he hangs out with these hooligans that are trying to teach him to do bad things too. But he puts him in the closet, and I felt like it was the ultimate moment of betrayal when he leaves. And dude, that kid is so good. He's crying, and he's like, "I want you to come with me, Chucky," and they're gonna dismantle him. And that's after. Well, we didn't get to talk about the boyfriend, what he does.
Well, yeah, but just going back to just the cat thing alone, that being the first real fucked up thing he does when he kills the cat and the cat's laying there dead, and then eventually later on in the movie, by the way, Andy's sleeping scenes are funny as fuck because he's sleeping at one point and Chucky's like, he's all still and shit, and then he's just like, "Are we having fun yet?" That shit made me laugh my ass off. It was freaky, but it made me laugh my ass off too. But when Andy's sleeping, and Chucky's in the corner and he starts making the cat noises, dude, that actually fucking scared me. Yeah. Because he replayed that moment of the cat screaming and him choking him, and Andy's just sitting in there, and he can't tell his mom or her asshole boyfriend because they know what's good. So he has to sit there and try to go to sleep listening to the sounds of his own fucking cat dying. It's way deeper than they even let it on that it's going to be. It was fucked up. I love that.
Well, the thing is about that scene.
Thank you, Luis.
Was it the AI, because again, Chucky is literally just at this point kind of a malfunctioning piece of hardware, a computer, but it is self-aware. Which again, the only thing I had a problem with that is it's so fucking advanced, that technology. It can do all these things. Why would they give it to retail? You know what I mean? Army could use this shit. They could build Skynet out of this fucking thing.
I think you have to imagine that it's a little bit in the future, not too far in the future.
That's what I was thinking.
Because fucking phones. You buy a phone for $700-800.
But my phone doesn't fucking make cat noises and kill my cat.
It can do crazy things, but he turned off all the filters on it. He turned off all the shit on it. So basically, this is an open artificial intelligence doll that's gonna just basically take in what it takes in and spew it back out. And where it takes in where it takes in the cursing and the jokes and stuff like that, that's fine. And that's really the turn that happens is when the kids and that fucking kid, yeah, like you meet the detective or whatever, and he comes out and he seems like a cool guy, you know, or whatever. But that one of the fat kid comes around, is like, you're gonna be my best friend now, and we're gonna make you all do cool shit. And he's just like, okay. And I get it because Andy's lonely or whatever, but that kid just rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah, he was pretty bad.
But when they're watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
what I was gonna say was I was thinking though when Chucky was standing in the corner and he was making those cat noises. What the first thing that popped in my mind is, okay, so it's a malfunctioning piece of hardware, but is it sadistic? Like, is it doing this to torment him? You know what I mean? Like, is it doing it on purpose to make him? But then I was thinking, yeah. Then I was kind of like dual thinking about it because I was like, well, maybe again, it's not like it knows it doesn't want to hurt Andy, and maybe he's thinking like this is going to make Andy happy.
That's what I was
by hearing it squeal.
That's what I'm getting to. When you get to the scene where they're watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, which is always cool because you throw it back to an old horror movie, and that's neat.
Yeah.
But they're watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, and Chucky, our buddy, sees them all laughing at this murder scene.
That was badass that they showed that though.
It was a perfect idea because that movie is funny. You know, it's fun, crazy, weird horror. But he's watching them all laugh and people getting fucking ripped to bits and shit like that. And you could take that one of two ways. You could take that in this weird realm where people are like, "Oh, little kids shouldn't watch action movies and people getting shot."
I thought it was cool.
It's going to give them that, you know, it's kind of fucked up. But in this case, all Buddy knew was, hey, murder and mayhem and guts and disgusting stuff makes these kids laugh, and all Buddy wants to do is make Andy laugh, and he wants to make him happy. So he goes and gets a fucking knife and tries to kill the fat kid. You know, and that was such a genius idea. Like, I think it's going to get overlooked, but that was such a smart move by the people who made this movie. Sean, by the way, Sean123, thank you very much. She says new Andy was better than old Andy.
I'm going to go ahead and say yeah, because I like the old Andy, but the new Andy, like, he was just a phenomenal actor and really got you involved with the movie. And as far as the Leatherface 2 scene goes, I thought that was cool. Like, it showed, like, to me, like, what it's like to hang out with friends you're like close to, like, you're 13, 14 years old. They would watch horror movies like that. Yeah. They'd like be laughing and shit. That's all it's about. And then yeah, Andy and then Chucky coming in saying, well, you like the people cut faces off and shit. I'm gonna do that to that fat fuck, and then I'm gonna stretch his skin over and make a parachute for you.
He even says that. He's like, I was just trying to make you laugh. You know what I mean? And that's
are we not having fun?
That makes him endearing. It's like, oh fuck, you're just confused, man. And there's nothing sadder than someone who just wants to do really good, but they're just confused and they don't fucking.
So I guess maybe if you had taken the Chucky doll and just had PBS playing all the time, he would just be the most kind-hearted ever.
Yeah.
And if you just had Blue's Clues, he just he would just want to solve mysteries with you. Where'd you put your shoes? Let's look at our handy dandy notebook. But yeah, it was a cool scene, and
it was a blank slate, just ready to take anything you showed him.
I think the whole movie, though, as a whole, it really was unnerving because you didn't know. You knew it was going to happen at some point that Chucky was going to snap, like something was going to like make him fucking jump, and you're always waiting on it, and like they kept playing it and playing it and playing it, and you didn't know when it was coming, but when it finally did happen. Like, that was pretty fucking cool.
And there was two angles to that, too. It was really cool because you've got – and it's two things the original did not do. You've got two angles to it. Or one where Chucky's almost like fucking stage 9 creeper, like stalker. Like, I love you. You're my friend till the end. I only have this programmed in my head, and that's that I'm supposed to love you.
It's like that guy you went out on Tinder dates one time.
I just want to dry hump you to fucking death and asphyxiate you, Andy. No. You know, that's kind of like what his programming was. He's like, I love you so much. I love you too much. I'm gonna kill you with love. And then he sees that gore and carnage makes Andy
I'm gonna hug you until your eyes
makes
pop.
Him laugh. And then like there was a couple creepy moments in this. Like there was a weird stalker obsession angle to this that the original movies didn't have, where Chucky was so obsessed with Andy. You had that whole element going, and then you add that he thinks he likes gore and he likes death and shit like that. And then you add the cat doing shit to him, and then he sees when we go into not the stepdad but the boyfriend, who's, by the way, batting way out of his league with Aubrey.
Good for him though.
You know, well, no, because he was a fucking dick.
Yeah, but he got it. Like, he got that piece of ass.
Oh, dude, I got to tell you, too, by the way. This made me feel so fucking terrible and awkward in the movie. I took my 9-year-old to see that because she's getting really into going to see horror movies and stuff with me, and it's really fun. But we're sitting there. Let me take a quick pause real quick. Did you guys see the trailer for Good Kids, or what's the name of that movie?
I think it's called Good Kids.
Good Kids or whatever.
Or Great, I don't know. It was something like that.
It's an R-rated movie about these, like, elementary school kids who are out doing like nasty shit and bad shit. It's R-rated as hell. So we're sitting in the theater, and there's like maybe 8-9 people in the theater with us, and it's a daytime showing. And the scene comes up where they find his sister's tampon, and the kid's like, "Oh yeah, it's a tampon. This is what girls shove up their butts to keep babies from falling out." So I'm thinking about my life when this comes up, and it's already too dirty of a commercial for my daughter. And I'm thinking about my life, and I'm thinking there was a lot of shit I saw that confused me about sexuality and stuff growing up. And I'm like, I don't want her to get confused. So I lean over and I whisper to my daughter, who has a huge problem controlling the volume of her voice. And I'm like, hey, just so you know, that's not actually what tampons are for. And then she responds with, Dad, I know what tampons are for. God!
I just was making sure,
loud
daughter.
as fuck in the movie theater, dude. Everybody
Did you do one of those things you're like,
no, I would...
God damn, fine.
It was so fucking uncomfortable. But anyways, you know, Chucky wants to please him. All this shit's going on, and he's just doing what he thinks he wants. That's what makes it so fucking sad. You know?
Yeah, well, and then speaking of the asshole boyfriend, and by the way, I did see this. Aubrey Plaza is fucking insanely hot. I would do, oh my God, it would be insane. Like, we would have to write books on what I would do with her. And I would do her laundry too. Like, it would be whatever she needed.
Yeah, you would.
I would love her. Yeah. But anyway, so
that's the only true part of the true story.
What?
You ended up doing her laundry.
Yeah, and having lots of sex with her. She was good. Like, I would have sex with her, and that would be great. That's the payoff. If I gotta do that, that's great. But anyway, and Eggs Benedict, I don't even know how to make that shit, but I'll fucking figure it out for her. But yeah, so the asshole, the boyfriend that she has, God, he's a typical, like, you know, I like the casting because it felt very typical, like mid 90s or like late 90s, well, mid to early 90s kind of assholes that they would have sometimes in movies, in horror movies. Like, it almost felt like a Michael Myers, like in Halloween 6 with the asshole father. Not as cool or memorable as him.
That's it. Just slip another couple 20s.
When I say cool, I don't mean cool, but I mean like memorable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he was on that level, the same kind of level, especially when he talked down to Annie.
It's like Walter Peck. This man has no dick.
That's what I heard. But yeah, so you can believe Mr. Pecker. The name is Peck. But it was still like the way he talks to Andy and the way that he interacted with Andy, and you immediately don't like the guy. And that's credit to him as an actor. Like, he did a good job. You also find out that he has a fucking wife and kids and everything else, and he's fucking Aubrey Plaza.
That's actually what I was getting at too. Is when you see that and it's revealed, because he doesn't he doesn't beat or molest Andy or anything like that. I commend him for not going that deep with it.
He almost wanted to beat him,
but he was a fucking dickbag. Like, so Chucky keeps showing up and he keeps replaying this clip of Andy saying that guy's a shithole or whatever, and he gets pissed and he confronts Andy and gets him in the room a level. And this is one of those moments where Aubrey Plaza is a shitty fucking mom.
Yeah.
You know, because you got to look into that shit and you got to watch for that shit. But he corners him and he's like, you got something to say to me, little man? He's like, say it to my face. Like, that's what I thought. He's being a dick. Then he goes home and you realize he's on the phone. He's like, yeah, I worked too fucking hard for this shit. And then he pulls up to his house and two little girls who just happen to be the same age as my two little girls run up to him, and you find out he's got a whole side family. And I literally had to lean over to my little girl. Like, I don't have to like lean over and be like, hey, your dollars aren't going to fucking kill anybody.
What?
But I have to lean over.
I wasn't even thinking that.
But I do have to lean over and be like, hey, that guy's a fucking dick, and I will never do that to you and your mom. Like, I have to like let her know that. Like, I hated that scene because it was so uncomfortable, but that guy gets it, and that's what you want. You want the asshole to fucking get it, and then you can relish how fucking bad the asshole gets it. And that's another thing that ties into how 80s and fun this movie was.
Yeah, Aubrey Plaza in that scene reminded me of the shitty mom when the dad was talking shit to her son. She reminded me of the shitty mom in The Crow, and I hope Brendan Lee would just pop in like, "Mother is the name of God on the lips of children."
Morphine is bad.
Yeah, I was like, "Fucking don't be that person." But your daughter is out there on the streets right now. Like, I don't know, but it felt like, and I know the character of why because she was lonely and you could tell she's a good person, but she's probably been mistreated in her past relationships, and she just feels this is normal. Yeah. And like being so lonely, she's like trying to make the sacrifice to have somebody in her life, and how hard it is. I don't know, something like that. But it was still a shitty move to make. I mean, if I'm a parent, I'm not gonna, put my kid second to a fucking asshole that I met on fucking wherever.
You gotta keep your eye out for that.
But anyway, when he goes home though, and when we get into one of the first cool death scenes, as far as like I'm concerned, you get like Chucky actually does hunt this motherfucker down. You see it in the trailer when he's got the Christmas lights wrapped up. And he's like, fucking possums. And then Chucky eventually, because he has to take down the Christmas light. The guy complaining, though, reminds me of every fucking suburban dad that has to fucking do it. And he was like, why don't you just leave the damn things up? What's wrong with the Christmas lights? Like, fuck. And he's like ripping them down.
An attitude how bad I felt about that scene with the kids. Because like when he's standing up there on the ladder and he's ripping, he's like, stupid fucking clips. Like, I'm like that on a daily basis. Like, I'm taking out the trash, like, goddamn glad bags. You're just fucking angry.
It just reminded me. It reminded me of my dad when he was asked to go do anything, and he'd like, God damn it, you can leave it up. And I was like, pissed. I was like, Dad, it's fucking not. It's June. Well, who the fuck cares?
I do agree with him on that point when he's like, goddamn Christmas lights, just leave them up all fucking year. I've literally had that argument with myself 10 times.
So he gets up on the ladder and he's pulling down. It's a very National Lampoon's Christmas or something, and then he's got the lights wrapped up, and then this thing shutters the ladder, eventually pulls him off the ladder. And dude, damn, the first fucking moment when he falls down, he lands on both his legs, and you see his fucking shins go, hello, or his bones.
Shin split.
Hey, shit! It felt like a fatality that was fucking it was like, wow. I wasn't expecting it to be that brutal.
Yeah,
and when I saw it, and I hate the sound, like I don't know what's worse, like seeing it or just like the sound. Like I don't know what I just don't like it combined.
Yeah.
And I saw it, I was like, and then I knew it was gonna get grody.
I hope to God no one's eating like king crab legs while they're watching that.
Like like a raisinette. But it was like he was like fucking like I don't know. But he was like, and then when he was crawling back, like I was so glad they didn't make the sound of the crunchiness. Where it's like, and
they could have zoomed in on it.
I know, and I'm glad they didn't. Thank God for small favors, because I didn't want to see any more than I saw. But he's crawling through the watermelon patch. They have a watermelon patch, which I guess is what you do. I guess. I don't know. I've never seen one in real life that's in like the suburbs, unless it's in a farm. But cool. You have a watermelon patch. He crawls through there. And then Chucky, you don't see Chucky, but you hear him moving or see, you know how they do it. And he gets this, what the fuck is that thing called where they grind up?
Dude, I don't know. Well, that's actually one of the things.
A soil grinder?
It's the same thing that Clark Griswold got fucked up when it started it starts sucking in the lights.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
It starts sucking it. It's like an electronic piece of machinery. And Chucky, and it's actually a huge plot hole from the film too, because Chucky hasn't been able to connect to the cloud yet. At this point, he's like just Chucky. He doesn't have the full internet capabilities. But somehow, like, he doesn't even know how like a TV works or an ironing machine. But all of a sudden, he knows to go over here and press the button on this machine and suck in the Christmas lights and suck that dude's head into this like rotor.
That was cool though.
It was cool, but at the same time, it took me out of it because I was like, how did he know how to do that?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just a fucking lever, right? It's just like it goes.
But yeah, he didn't even know how to open a fucking doorknob.
We would be the worst fucking people ever if we ever worked on a farm. It's like, hey, can you give me that soul grinder? Like, whatever the fuck that thing's called.
Oh, wait, thank you. Daniel Combs. He says, I'm so doing a double feature tonight. Toy Story 4 and then Child's Play. You guys have told me on the remake.
Oh, sweet, man.
Dude, there was a fuck ton of people in my theater going to see Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
And like, my kid pretty much had zero interest in it. I'm not gonna lie though, I still want to go see Toy Story.
I heard it's really good.
I love Toy Story is my favorite Disney movie of all time, so I'm definitely
Aladdin's fine. But yeah, so he gets the grind. Oh man, that scene was brutal. It was gnarly. Like the thing chopping his fucking brain out, and then I'm just gonna let you guys know. Do it for Tupac. I remember Chucky. He climbs up on top of him. He's like, do it for Tupac, which is kind of a little funny thing. He stabs him and then goes about removing his fucking face, which I didn't expect. I didn't even put together like before that they had the leather face thing. Yeah. And when the cop comes to investigate, he pulls off the sheet and you see like his face gone, and like Chucky has literally carved his fucking face out. I was like, damn, they're going all in for this one. They're going for the Grammy.
That was really cool though. So like, yeah. So he brings the face and like kind of like a cat would do or a dog would do when they kill something and they leave it on your doorstep because they're proud of it.
Yeah.
And it adds kind of to Buddy's lore, like that like the whole thing. He thinks he's doing the right thing. He puts it on display for him. It's like, well, you fucking hated this guy, so this is what you wanted. But when he does that, and they put it on the watermelon, and then they try to deliver it to the detective, who honestly, if you're not paying attention, you could forget he's even supposed to be a detective because it's not like Jerry Gingrich or whatever in the first movie where he feels like a detective the whole time. It just seems like a nice guy, and I liked him, but they wasted him, and we'll get to that. But there's a whole tie-in thing. This is where the kids come in. Like the kids come in and they're like, oh,
they kind of do the Losers Club thing.
And you know what, dude? Like it's almost insulting to the audience's intelligence because I could feel a board meeting happening somewhere when they're writing the script and they're like, well, Stranger Things is big. People love 11 and the Echoes. Let's force some fucking kids into this script. Yeah. So they try to like create this like loser kid.
Sounds like a plan. How's your wife?
Yeah, Stranger Things feel to it. And these kids come out of nowhere. At one point, some dude knocks on his door and he's like, hey, someone's got your doll. And it's like, where the fuck did that kid even come from? They try to force the Stranger Things in there, and you could tell that was some suit somewhere's bad fucking idea. But there is a fun little storyline there where he goes over to the neighbor's house, to the detective's mom's house, and she was great. I liked her a lot. And he has to steal the thing back or whatever, and it's fine. It is what it is. It's nothing great, but it's
there are moments it does get a little dragged out and it's a little boring at some points, and it's like they're forcing in some things, they're forcing in this or that, but nonetheless, what I walk away, not only was it emotionally involving for me, like as far as like having even welling up at some points, the first time that they deactivate Chucky, and I was tell you about that. That's after they find the face on the watermelon, and Andy and his friends decide that, okay, this thing's a fucking killer. We got to get rid of it now and hide the evidence. Andy opens the closet door, pulls Chucky out, gets him to drop the knife because Chucky doesn't want to hurt Andy. and leads him in again. Like it just looked like a puppy or something. Like it's so,
bad.
yeah, you know what I mean, Chucky. And I was like, what the fuck?
It's like we walk like, hey guys, what's up? It's like Joe Pesci's death in Casino.
Yeah,
or not Joe Pesci's death, but the other just says, hey guys, what's up? It's gonna be a great time. We're gonna hang out with a friend today, and then you get a baseball bat to the back of the fucking head.
Well, it's one of those things. Like it was so. He looks so innocent, and it's like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like, I'm a sociopath or I'm an asshole because I'm cheering. I'm not cheering, but I feel sorry for this thing. And it's walking behind Andy. He's like, where are we going, Andy? And then the kid hits him in the fucking back with like some kind of, I don't know, baseball bat, I guess. And then they turn him over. They rip out his fucking chest. And then it's funny because they're going to rip out like his heart, like the AI piece or whatever that keeps him going, his battery.
So I like Iron Man.
I don't know. Yeah, don't touch the sides. Oh shit, you touched the side. I'm just going into cardiac arrest. But yeah, but they pull it out. But Andy, Buddy starts, or Chucky looks at Andy and starts singing that song, that Buddy song, and then Andy pulls away and doesn't want to do it, and then the other kids, basically kill Chucky. They take Chucky's body, they throw him down the fucking garbage chute, and that's where Fat Jack Black's cousin meets him, the janitor, and puts it together because he's going to sell it on eBay, and he rigs it up. But he's also he really is a nasty dude. Like he's not just because he's just obviously he doesn't care about what he looks like, but he's got cameras everywhere.
It's kind of eat spaghetti out of a can.
I was actually surprised we didn't see some fucking spaghetti sauce stains or whatever. But he has cameras rigged up in the apartment complex, and he literally looks at he checks out like he's a peeping Tom.
Hey, Daniel Myers' Crazy Lab.
He's got like a thing on Aubrey Plaza's like in her fucking apartment.
He's about to jerk it too.
Yeah,
and I was like 2 seconds from is it gonna go? How much are they gonna show of it or whatever? I was starting to cover my kid's face, but thankfully they didn't go all.
But this one though, his death scene was, oh my god, it was probably my favorite. Just the way that they really did go deep. Like it felt like a fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre as far as like just the brutality of what I was watching, because I didn't think they were gonna go as far as they did.
It was the way Chucky moved in it.
Yeah.
I've never seen in that particular kill with the janitor guy. I've never seen Chucky move so fucking smooth before.
Yeah,
like he would pop up on screen like stab, and then like pop off screen and then fucking stab.
When the guy was hanging up and his feet were touching the
so there's a saw blade beneath and the guy's holding onto a hot pipe and it's like, what do I do? It's like, do I burn my hands or like get my taint sawed in half? Like, what do I do?
You're gonna have to get
the
taint.
But even before that, when he or after that, when he's stabbing him and shit, like Chucky, that one scene, dude, when Chucky ran on screen real quick and stabbed him a couple times, it looked good. It was the best I've ever seen Chucky look mid-kill, and I've only seen it once, so maybe I changed my opinion on that later. But and later on, they really fuck it up with the CGI. But that particular kill between his hands burning on the pipe and him falling on the blade up his asshole, and then Chucky coming in to stab him, it was fucking good.
Yeah, dude, like that was one of that scene. I was like, we in some full business now. We opened for. I felt like I was watching a jailhouse murder on a fucking true crime show or something. Like this is like real. It looks so goddamn gross. Like you could see slabs of fat and meat. Like this is not the fucking Atkins diet that I was thinking. Like it was just like dropping off of him in sloth. Like it was just like, and you could see. Oh my god.
By the way, DVD07 message retracted, but still, thank you very much. And Daniel Combs, thank you very much. Daniel Combs again, thank you very much. Luis Nunez, he says, what about would OG Chucky? That's a good question. Would OG Chucky destroy AI Chucky?
Absolutely, 100%. And I'll tell you why. It's because of the human element. I mean, it's still Charles Lee Ray inside the body of a doll. And it's true, it's a doll, but straight up AI versus a person that can actually think.
But you look at the final act of Chucky, AI Chucky. If he has access to the fucking Google Cloud,
I mean,
he can pull some other shit.
But
out,
OG
and then Chucky against all this shit.
But OG Chucky's got the voodoo shit. He's got the fucking magic powers. He's also a human, and he can think outside the box. He's not limited by a program.
I'll take OG Chucky.
Yeah, and not to mention, like, if you guys seen Terminator, Reese fucking squished him. Or I guess it was Linda Hamilton. There were humans that beat a T100 or T800. So I don't know. I would take the OG Chucky over the AI.
I would take OG Chucky too.
Yeah,
for sure. And I guess that really leads us. Well, there's one more kill we do have to talk about before we get into the final penultimate scene that rubbed my nuts the wrong way.
Oh, it's always bad.
It was a shake.
You need to make sure that you're not wearing tidy whities.
It's like sandpaper, man.
It's nasty. You need to get that look
hurt.
Little red bumps.
This reminds me of our friend, by the way. He dated this girl, and she was like this goth chick, and she was like punk rock and goth, and like she was all hot and stuff, and it was like all great, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. But then he went to have sex with her, and she started like she was doing weird shit, like grabbing his nuts and like scratching him,
Fuck that.
And like pulling on his nutsack and like being painful. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
I know. And then she like went fucking good, like she went like two nuts, like banana shit. That was funny. I don't know.
I would RKO that.
Yeah, like, no, you can't punch me in the nuts. Okay, anyways, but
I'm not into
all
that pain shit.
Maybe for a second, but anyways, I don't know. I lost my train of thought there. What were you going with? What were we talking about? Oh yeah, the death scene. The detective's mom. The detective's mom. That was a really cool scene, and they actually used the technology in the right way. When Chucky goes rogue, and I actually felt bad for Andy too when his little friend was being an asshole to him because he got his own fucking doll, and he realized it was Buddy, it was the evil fucking doll, and all his friends turned on him, and like they all thought he was crazy and shit. Another scene where I felt really really bad for Andy and his acting. He was able to portray how he felt in a really good way, but eventually, the detective's mom goes and she's like, I can get my own Uber or whatever. Yeah. She gets her own Uber, but Buddy's controlling it and he sends her on this crazy chase. That was a good use of new technology.
I felt like it could have been more gory than it was. I mean, it felt like a very standard kill. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm not like,
but
I don't
imagine being in a car that's like, and they did that actually.
Scary, but
they did that at the beginning of what's the Lee Winnell movie? The RoboCop-ish movie. Upgrade. They did that Upgrade too when the car took on a mind of its own.
I sort of got Lee Winnell just sounds like I know what you were meaning, but it just sounded like, I don't know, like summertime mid enchantment, like summertime. It sounds like his name just sounds like somebody that would direct a movie like that.
Her death scene was pretty cool. I was actually shocked that they killed her off in the way it did because they had her get fucked up in the car, and then Chucky actually comes up and stabs her to death or whatever. But yeah, we get to the final act of the movie, and I feel like at this point in the movie, where I stand is like I walked in thinking it was going to suck shit. And I was going to fucking hate it, and as soon as it started, I was like, "This is fun." And Chucky looks like garbage.
Yeah, I don't like that it's designed.
But they did this weird thing with him when he's trying to get him to scare people or whatever, and he's getting him to say curse words, and Chucky's trying to make the faces. He's like, and it was funny, and it added to the comedy, and added to the realism and the fun of the film, and I liked it a lot. So even though Chucky looked like shit, there was something about the fact that Chucky looked different in every shot that sucks if you wanted a good Child's Play movie, if you wanted that Charles Lee Ray feel. But it actually worked for this film in that he's kind of creepy because he always looks like a fucking busted up piece of chicken. Like he's always just fucked up.
Yeah, his shit's not good.
You never know what to expect because he looks weird.
But so the movie goes from there, and it kind of gets, at this point, it really goes fast. Like it wants to get done. And that's, I mean, I don't know if it was just like, okay, we've told too much story. Like we need to get to the end now. We need to get to the culminative point. And they get there really fucking, like basically what Chucky does is Chucky locks. I mean, there was some other stuff going on in between that stuff, but not really anything to talk about. Chucky is able to be revitalized by that Jack Black fat guy, the cousin of Jack Black. He gets Andy locked into that Kmart place, the Z-Mart, with his mom, kidnaps his mom, because it was the release date of Buddy 2, and everybody was there, all these fucking crazy people, like a Black Friday shopping experience. And they're getting ready to rush, and then Chucky takes over these like helicopter things, and there's pandemonium and craziness going on, and he's killing customers left and right and all this shit just to get to Andy, because he's like, if I can't be your best friend, nobody will. I'm like, well, fuck, that's a great friend though. That's an amazing friend. Nobody's gonna be my best friend but you. But yeah, so that's all going down. And eventually how it goes is Andy gets his friends out of Z-Mart. He gets them all to go, and everybody gets out, but he sees his mom on the monitor. She's kidnapped, so he's got to go rescue her. And like, here's the thing, like, it just felt like the ending for this was just so, I didn't mind it. I didn't hate it. It felt like the right ending for this kind of movie, but it felt like it could have been more fleshed out, and it could have been a little bit more, I don't know, atmospheric. Like, I don't know. It just felt like it was just like fast forward button.
Eric Slapstudious had a great point, by the way. The RoboCop reference was fantastic. And I want to throw a shout out again to my 9-year-old because she got the reference. I was like, that's RoboCop. She's like, I know, Dad. I was like, that's fucking awesome.
That was cool. Yeah.
But no, the third act of the film, I absolutely like. What I was going with there was like, I walked to this movie thinking it was going to suck, and it had me having a blast. It had me laughing. It had me enjoying the 80s, go for it all horror elements that the movie had to it. And then it got to the third act, and it surprised me in a bad kind of way, because when it got to the third act, everything locks down, and they're doing the Buddy 2 release or whatever. And it seems like shit's going to go haywire. And I'm like, oh, great. This is going to be fucking awesome. It's going to be great. And they did some cool things with it, but it felt like they just went off the hinges. Like they stopped following a linear storyline, and they just went crazy with it. It was jump cuts left and right. The kills weren't as good looking. They over CGI'd Chucky. They did the thing with the Chucky bear or the Buddy Bears, and it seemed like it was going to be cool. I was like, oh my god, that's so cool! Like they have the bears and they have the blonde Chuckies, and what I wanted since they announced this movie and the AI, I was like, I would love to see Chucky control other dolls because that would be scary. Because one doll to us, we've always said the same thing: punt that fucker, kick him, and you're done. Like, you know, but if he's controlling all these electronics and drones and dolls and all that, it could actually be scary. And it feels like once they got to that point, as much as I loved and surprisingly loved the rest of the movie, it shot itself in the foot, man, because it was a bunch of jump cuts. All the good looking cinematography and camera shots went to shit. It was just quick kills. The dude in the buddy costume, it was fun because he died for the kills. They splattered his blood all over that little girl, and it had that fun 80s anything goes feel to it. But at the same time, like the little bear dolls, they're like jumping across aisles and they're eating people alive. Like, are you going to tell me a toy has teeth sharp enough to eat people?
I don't fucking know.
Alive?
I mean, there's a lot. Those are some sharp plastic.
That was bad. And then the detective who you spent all this time getting to know, all of a sudden a drone just runs into his titty and he's fucking pretty much.
He has some big old bitch tits, but it was a lot.
Yeah, and then like Chucky mainly, the CGI in the third act on Chucky looked like shit. When eventually you get past the crazy Zedmart third act, which could have been fucking legendary. It could have set the movie into a new stratosphere, but they chopped it up, and it felt like I mentioned this in the regular review. It felt like the Littlest Reich with Puppet Master, which is a movie I liked, but that was a straight-to-DVD Puppet Master movie that had no expectation or no money behind it whatsoever. Yeah. If you're going to take a Puppet Master movie and you're going to go off the rails and just do crazy wild shit, it's like, okay, you're making it fun. I get it. With this movie, they've done such a good job leading up to this point that when they just kind of like went, fucking, let's do some cheap horror shit constantly over and over again, it kind of undermined the rest of the movie, and I didn't like it. So then you get past that point, even though it had some fun little moments in it, and you get to the point where Buddy has Aubrey Plaza tied up, and that stuff goes on. And then everything to do with Chucky and Andy at that point was fine. But Chucky, dude, there was a couple shots of him that were so CGI with him like diving across the shelving to grab her. That was pure CGI. Yeah. And like, even though his face was never right, his movements up to that point had been pretty cool, and they just fucked it.
I feel like the ending was bad. I don't feel like it was the greatest thing in the world, but in a way, I kind of didn't mind it. I feel like it worked for the movie overall. Like, even though it might have, like you said, undermined parts of the movie, I still felt like what they were doing and how they went. I mean, this was a chance. This was a risk anyway. So at that point, they were like, fuck it, we'll just end this movie. Like, I don't know where it's going to go. And it felt like they did rush it. And it's obviously rushed. They wanted to get it done, and they didn't have, maybe they just didn't have any more story to tell. But I did think some of those scenes, like even the very ending, it might have looked like shit and cheesy. I still had fun with it.
I'm like terrible
when he was jumping and like, jumping at Andy. Like, I thought that was a cool fucking like cover poster or something for Chucky. I don't know why, because he looked full on pissed off.
All of a sudden, he can do the 40-yard dash.
I like it. I don't know. I mean, he got an upgrade. He got a Game Genie install. I don't fucking know, but either way, I thought it looked cool. It just was executed poorly at that point. Now, in the end, though, yeah, they dropped the ball. The third act didn't really follow through that as well as it should have. But nonetheless, overall, as a film, as what they had and what they worked with, and I thought the acting is so fucking great. Like, all of it was done really well, except for a couple of moments in there. But Aubrey Plaza, the kid that plays Andy, Mark Hamill as Chucky, which I mean, Mark Hamill is a seasoned voice actor. I think everybody, was giving him the benefit of the doubt that he knew what he was going to do.
Gave me what I thought he was going to do.
And he did great. And and the fact that they made it very emotional, and they made it different than a lot different than Chucky, but it can stand on its own two legs. I mean, overall, like I said in the regular non-spoiler, 7.5 for me, and I definitely feel like everybody should check it out. Like, as just a general horror fan, check it out, because it's something strange. It's a little weird. It's not a Chucky movie for me, but still, it's fun. I mean, and as far as like the third act and like not really, I don't know, man. Like, yeah, there's a things, but it's a Chucky movie, man. Like, at the end of the day, like, I'm thinking, like, what else could you?
It was still better than what I'd expected.
Yeah, I mean, that's like
it undermined the rest of that particular film.
Yeah, because I just like, I don't know, like, maybe he was like, I put a lot of work into this fucking script. Like, at this point, fuck it. Like, I'm late for dinner.
I can't help.
I'm just gonna write this really quick.
I can't help but wonder if, I don't know how the filming schedule worked or whatever, but I can't help but wonder if, like, they filmed 2/3 of this movie and they put their heart and soul into it and really did a good job of making it just really, like, just paced really well. And then the news of the Child's Play remake started to leak, and the pictures and some of the stuff started to leak, and all the vitriol, even from us, because we thought it was going to be shit.
Yeah, we did.
You got to wonder if like the filmmakers heard some of that, and maybe that affected some of the decisions they made while filming the third act of the film.
It's possible.
It's complete conjecture. I don't know, but it felt like that. It felt like they cared so much about it and were making it so clean and so smooth. And then the third act, it was just kind of like, no.
Well, you know what? I also didn't like the fact that they had one of the main things, like the way that it ended. What she shot him. You know, and then the kids destroy him completely. He's all fucked up. But then you get the ending where another buddy is being loaded in and its eyes flick red. And I mean, I know why they did that for it, because obviously they want to make sequels to it. But it just felt like it doesn't even fit really, because if you destroyed the only piece, he didn't, unless he uploaded himself into a cloud.
That was the one doll that had no fucking bumper.
But he did take control of the other dolls that were in the store, the other buddy too. So maybe there's a possibility that he fucking did a Will Smith AI thing. And I don't know, but I was like, I probably wouldn't have done that. I probably would have just left it dead and just ended it right there. Like that's it. Like
I'm gonna pee my pants.
I have to pee.
All right, I'm gonna pee really fast. And then we'll do a quick Q&A with you guys for 10 minutes or so, like whatever questions you guys want to ask before we do it. But I got to pee, dude. I'm going to pee on you.
I've been drinking this fucking...
I'm going to pee. Do you want to just pee on you and stay on film?
Why don't you just pee in your mouth?
Look at them and pretend you don't feel it.
Pee in your mouth like
just
the
look
fucking
at them. It's going to be...
Whatever, you're nasty. I'm not into golden showers, bitch. Okay, guys. Giants. Nope, we're not doing that, Tomo. That's gross. I will not be clicking on that Pornhub. Okay. Just pause it. I can't pause what? I know we can't. I know. That's what guy said. We can't pause it. I didn't change what time. What are you talking about? I don't have a time machine. What are you talking? Change the time. Friday the 13th. Dude, I don't know. Like that shit is like so lost in court right now. Like you would need a goddamn detective of Sherlock Holmes order to figure it out. Like I have no idea. That's not a Jack Daniels bottle, John. Thank you though for the $1.99. It's not. It's literally soda. I'm not drinking right now, child. Anime collector, how you doing? I see you. Oh, that. Well, we were gonna do it too, and then we figured we'll just do it at 1:30. We had nothing going on, so it's good times. Good times. Oh, W. Michael. Hello. I would lose if it was Jay versus Loomis. All right. Now I've got to pee and toilet.
Man. That was a piss. I gotta tell you guys. You know what I always wish in my heart of hearts is that I could go back in time and like from the very first pees I started taking, like taking my smartphone and timing them. And then just like as I get older, just like always compete with my own time and then see like one day you're going to have that pee and you're going to be like, oh, it's the longest piss in the history of my whole life. If you just recorded that and then you can mark it on the wall like your parents do when you're growing older and seeing how big you get, only it's pee times. I don't know. It's a weird thing. Dort Lanker. It's a weird fucking name, dude. Mike, do you jam any metal bands? I like metal as much as the next guy. Poison the Well was a band I used to listen to. You know, I like, I don't know if you can really call them a metal band, but Every Time I Die is a band I like. I like to listen to them at the gym a lot. I appreciate metal. Don't constantly listen to it, but I do appreciate the shit out of it. What color was my piss, Sean? I'm pretty sure it was yellow.
Oh.
I don't know. I had a lot of B12 once, so it was kind of green.
You're right. Those are great.
I'm not drunk, Suzanne.
When you hold those in, those are the best. When you pee and you're like, ah, you feel like Bruce Banner becoming the Hulk. Like, have you guys ever done that when you're in the urinal? You're like, ah.
I love you too, Luli Tubi. Luli Tubi. Thylacine Mama asked, that sounds like some shit Dr. Lewis would prescribe. Planning on a next tattoo. I'm wanting to get a Michael tattoo. I am too. I'm going to get my girls' names. I'm thinking about getting my girls' names across my chest. Or there's one tattoo I want to get of an alien eating a piece of pizza, and it says "fuck everybody" underneath it. That's the one my daughter wants me to get. But you know, Mike, it's just us. Tell us how you really feel about Jay.
What, he said that?
Clever one.
You're not clever because I read it.
I'll tell you next time we're alone. in the night.
Jay went Super Saiyan taking a piss. You're damn right. My hair went blonde for a second.
That was fast.
Lightning was
And
coming
now
out.
we all know he doesn't wash his hands.
I didn't wash my hands. It was just a fast tinkle.
They're not wet.
They are.
Well, now I have your piss on my
Good for you.
hands.
Now put your mouth on my dick.
Not right now. So why you drink your big cave?
I always drink it like
fucking fake soda.
When I'm at work, I'll drink this. I drink it like one of those bums with like the paper. I'm like,
you look like it. You drink it because I can hear you like every time you take
y'all
a drink
want some
of it.
pills?
It's disgusting.
Come on around drive-through and get your pills.
Thank you, John Carrillo. Did we miss any?
No, I already said. I
Oh
told you.
yeah. Oh, you got
Yeah,
that
I
one.
talked to him,
Okay, so yeah. All right, so let's get into a Q&A. The last 6 to 10 minutes or so here. What do you guys want to fucking know?
Let's talk
What
about.
do you want to
things.
fucking know?
Who's your favorite Power Ranger? Well, mine would have to be Billy.
Telmo
No, Green
Igato says, do you think Child's Play gets a sequel, and will it learn from the first mistake, or will it nosedive? I think it definitely gets a sequel because it made $14 million on a $10 million budget. They haven't even got the international sales yet, plus the home video stuff, plus what it's going to do in the rest of its run. You got to imagine it's going to make around $34 million is what they're saying. I think it definitely gets a sequel, and I think I don't know. I thought it was pretty good. I hope that they can. If they make the second movie just as good as this movie was, I'll be pleased as a Horton Church.
Well, what?
I don't know. It makes sense.
I can't wait to get that pasturing loan. But no, yeah, it's weird that you asked that. We were talking about it, and Mike said it made $14 million on a $10 million budget. And I felt like that was low. And then they said domestically they're shooting. They think it's going to make $40 million. Which I guess then it definitely would get a sequel. But I thought like that would be a loss if it doesn't make more. If it has to make $40 million, because it's a studio puts out $10 million and then it's like, oh yeah, it's only gonna make 22. That would be a failure, I would think.
I think it'd be enough too. I don't know, but let's see what else we got here. What else we got? Mr. Kaplan says, Mike, are you gonna do a sleeve? Yeah, I'm gonna sleeve out this whole arm for sure, dude. And then just that arm and maybe some tattoos on the left leg too, and then I'll be pretty much done, I think.
Are you getting a leg tattoo?
Maybe.
You're gonna be like one of those fucking dudes like with your basketball shorts out there mowing, and you got that one dragon on the back of your calf. You're like, that's an asshole. As soon as you see a guy like that, like that's an asshole.
Zachary Lumsden asks, "Are you gonna make a Child's Play 2019 parody Michael Myers and Dr. Loomis?" There's nothing on the books for that, man. There's something. I'm going on vacation in like 3 days, and I'll be gone for a week. We'll still have some videos coming out during that time. The only skit that I could think of when I was watching the movie was when Buddy's standing over top of Andy and like it's all quiet and he's like, are we having fun yet? Or whatever. I would love to see a skit where Michael Myers is standing over Loomis while he's sleeping, and then he leans over and nobody expects him to talk, but he goes, "Are we having fun yet?" or whatever he says. And then Loomis wakes up and it was just a dream, but that was all.
That'd be funny if you did that, and then out of nowhere, like you could have a ball that just smacks him in the face, like you just stare at each other. It's like, no, we're not having fun.
I would love to get a Chucky doll at some point because I feel like we could do some really fun shit. Yeah, they're expensive.
They're super expensive.
I feel like we can get some good stuff going there. But all right, let's see what else.
They're expensive, dog. Don't you know? Some
Daniel Myers Crazy Lab says, "Hey, how cool would it be if he had an army of Chucky with him?" Yeah, that's what I was thinking with the whole thing with him controlling AI, with him controlling like smartphones and shit. Like, you know, some people have their house connected to their phone, they can turn on their thermostat and shit like that.
Which they kind of did that with the pipe when he was turning up the heat on it. That was pretty cool.
I feel like they could do some really cool shit with that if they did it right. I always think about, I think of either Village of the Damned, where it was those little fun kids with the blonde hair, or I think of Nightmare on Elm Street 7, where there was that whole army of Freddy Kruegers. That was pretty fucking dope looking too.
A little cheesy looking.
They never used it right, but it was dope looking. Anthony Rubino says, thoughts on Joker being R-rated? It's fucking gotta be.
It fits. It makes.
It's gotta be.
Like DC has got to do something that's like outside the norm. It's got to go apart from what Marvel's doing, and this is the perfect opportunity for them to do that. To make a rated R Joker movie with the acting chops of Joaquin fucking Phoenix.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a home run. I mean, Barry Bonds with the steroids. Dude, like, knock it out of the fucking park, sir.
We always said this. Don't try to fucking, like, everybody, all these goddamn fucking pontificating writers are like, well, they should copy Marvel. Like, no, man. Marvel's winning at their shit. Do something else. Make it dark. Make it fucking Like,
Yeah.
do some R-rated shit. Do one shots, even if they're not dark. I'm not saying DC has to be dark and edgy is the way to go, but like, do one shots and either do a crazy wild story where what if this happened, but it doesn't count towards canon.
Yeah.
And you can take Batman versus Superman or whatever the fuck you want to do, and then have some movies like this that are like that Marvel can't do. Make
and not to
dark
mention the fact
R-rated movie.
that Joker's already prepackaged to be a horror movie. Like, they can make that horror related and R-rated. Because I mean, you think about a guy that's all about anarchy and doing disgusting, foul things just because he likes to do it. Like, that's fucking scary. I hope they go that way with Joaquin. And they could in the comic books. I think there's one scene,
serial killer movie.
Well, there's one scene like in the comic books. I think the one of the most depraved things the Joker ever did. I think Watch Mojo or somebody did a list on it. But he cut his fucking face off, and like he like cut his face off and like took it off and then sent his face.
Take his face off.
Yeah, he took his face off. But I like to eat peaches for hours, and he sent it to like Batman to show him. And then he fucking eventually like he put like nails and put it back on his face and stretched it over his fuck. I'm like, damn, how much fucking weed did you smoke?
Luis Vasquez says, what if Child's Play gets a trilogy? I think it should. I think it's a great idea. For it. Bob the Burger Guy movie reviewer and vlogger says, what do you think about the bear in Child's Play? I think it was
looks like a Build-A-Bear gone fucking wrong.
Yeah, like I don't want to see, and I saw that the director said that he would like to explore that more in future sequels. I don't really, I get the sentiment of it. I get like having a different version of a Chucky doll being fucked up and have it being a teddy bear or some shit like that. That one just didn't look that scary to me. It looked, and the way they had it act where it like dove 5 feet and was like eating people's faces, like the doll's not gonna have teeth that sharp.
No.
It's just, it doesn't make any sense.
And also, plus we were already been spoiled off Ted, so it just looked like a fucking Ted doll running around like biting people.
Yeah,
like it just I don't know.
John Carrillo and also Daniel Combs, thank you, my friend. Once again, he says, thank you guys so much. This was the best way to start my day off after 15 days straight at work in a blazing hot kitchen. I can't express how awesome.
Oh, man, you're awesome, man. That's fucking terrible.
15 straight days
Holy
of work.
Shit.
I've been there. That's a fucking
and
nightmare.
A hot kitchen.
That is rough, my friend.
You know what? You could be like you're like a Steven Seagal guy, though. I bet you can whoop somebody's ass with all the anger you have.
Dude, go home and watch Under Siege and just pretend you're Casey Ryback. And that'll just make your day better.
But you gotta, and be like, I'm just a lonely cook. It's like, you're just a cook.
If someone takes over that bitch with terroristic acts, you're the guy, man. Sean123, thank you very much. Says midget basketball or midget football? Absolutely midget football.
No, basketball. I just want to see if those. No, because you can put trampolines everywhere so they can jump up the fucking dunk.
No, dude, because midget football, like short people can play football. Like, you just spit on me, you fucking asshole.
It was fucking gum. You want some?
Disgusting.
Don't you worry about it. You fucking were trying to pee on me earlier.
I wish I would have. I'd pee on your fucking head right now.
You know what I would do? I put
fucking
bomb in your mouth.
Pop bubble gum in the open while you chug your goddamn liter cola farva.
I remember my first fucking beer.
Anyways, yeah, respect, dude. Respect to the working men out there. That's 15 days straight. It's brutal, dude.
Yeah.
But all right. What else we got? Hey, Mike, nice shirt. Jay is purple. That piece of shit.
Yeah. I'm Thanos. I'm gonna take over your fucking world.
It's like slate purple, right?
What?
Your shirt.
I don't know what that means. It's just purple to me.
Slate purple.
Isn't Pride Month this month? I'm representing y'all.
Represent. The Film Addict says favorite WWF WWE entrance theme. Mine's always I gotta be favorite wrestling entrance theme. I gotta go DDP / Stone Cold Steve Austin. Original DDP where they had Smells Like Teen Spirit.
There's two. Like, I love fucking Hulk Hogan. I'm a real American, but I also love Ultimate Warriors. It's just fucking pure energy and adrenaline. Like, he just drank 3 surges and he's ready to fuck things up.
Yeah,
I love Ultimate Warrior, but I also like Ted DiBiase, the millionaire. He's like, my name. I love that shit.
Well, I also love the
$1 Million Man, always.
And the Shawn Michaels theme song was the best too.
Yeah,
that was good too. Think I'm cute, I'm sexy. I got the look.
Yeah, that's a great song too.
And
then, I think that they did that. The Rock had a great one. I mean, fucking like lit it up. So
yeah. All right. Just a couple more here.
Do you guys like Quentin Tarantino? Fucking love it.
Yeah, dude. Actually, I can't wait for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
It's gonna be amazing. Yeah.
Who's your favorite diva from the WWE? I'm just gonna go China. I'm just gonna go
China's
China.
Not bad.
I'm old school. That's all I remember is China and Sable.
I don't really I don't remember watching any of them at all. I can't remember any of their names. I remember that old lady that was in like the Royal Rumble, like the one that like had like the granny panties and the one bathing suit piece, and she's like, "Come here, I'll kill you!" Like,
come to Sweet Henry.
it looked like that fucking girl from Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Like, give Grandma a kiss.
Oh, Gary Sim, that's a great fucking question. Wilder versus Joshua.
Andre the Giant's great too.
Wilder fucks Joshua up, dude.
Maybe
After
up.
him getting ruined by Ruiz, that was so fun to watch. But yeah, dude, Wilder is too fucking tenacious and just wild for Joshua. But I do think Fury wins a Wilder rematch because he's on top right now. Let's see. You like jazz, Ryan? I like jazz as like when it comes on, I'm like, jazz is cool. I like blues more, but I don't really listen to either.
I've never really, I feel like with that jazz is like if you're in a bar and it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, it comes on, you act like you were really a part of it. Because you're like, I probably don't listen to it outside of it.
Yeah. King, we're actually going to watch the Annabelle movie, and it's the last day. It's crazy. I leave for vacation when I get off work Thursday morning at 8 a.m. And Wednesday, we're actually going to review Annabelle and try to get that bitch up immediately when it comes out. So we are going to review that. So, all right. I have not watched the Ready or Not trailer. I don't think you have either, has you? Favorite shark film? You got to go Jaws, right?
Yeah, I mean, Sharknado is what I was going to say. But
so, yeah.
Jaws is like, it's obvious.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with us
He said,
today.
my breath smells. What should I do? Take some Breath Assure. You remember that shit, Breath Assure? I don't do they even make that shit anymore?
I remember the spray shit.
Banaka?
Yeah, like Sweet Breath or whatever. It was like a big thing.
Yeah, I remember. I think they still make those. Like, you sell them at like the Dollar Tree that they haven't pushed out in the warehouse, so they're like 3 years old.
Yeah, I was forced to play saxophone in middle school, and the kid next to me used to always spray it on his reed, and then he would like suck the juice off of it, and then he would be like, "The walls are bleeding, Satan is coming," and I'm like, "You're fucking weird, but I like you." He would also snort Smarties. Cool dude. Got murdered.
Oh, well, that's not good.
Literally.
That's fucked up.
He got murdered.
I guess he shouldn't have been smoking or snorting that Smarties.
That's a terrible joke, Jay. Jeff Hill says, I'm worried Dr. Sleep will rely too much on nostalgia and won't be original. You know what? I can't deny that, man, because the best parts of that trailer were the throwbacks to the original Shining.
The book on Dr. Sleep, it's I can't remember, but I don't think it was. I mean, it was all right. It was a bestseller, but still, it didn't feel like there was no need to make a sequel to it. Like, I don't even know why Stephen King actually did it, because he even had said before, like, he told the story. Like, there was no really good reason to revisit Danny Torrance, except for maybe Danny Torrance is now like a fucking super psychic because he's grown up.
Some people love it, though. And Will Myers, by the way, thank you very much, my friend. Guys, it was a joy to hang out with you all today. It always is. This was fun as fuck. And a bunch of fucking people here for it. That was really cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed Child's Play. We'll both say you should go see it. It's a fun movie. Yep. And we ate crow on that shit because we thought it was going to suck balls.
It happens.
Ballsinis, enjoy. But thanks for hanging out with us on this Monday. I hope you guys have an amazing fucking week because you're all cool people and you all deserve the best of the best. So with your fucking faces, if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button to get some goddamn wham.
You guys stay sexual. Bye.
Deeper and deeper.
In there.
Deeper and deeper. Bye, Vanessa.
Night.
Good night.
It's light here. Kisses. That's what I've been missing.